If you're an eager follower of my weekly videos, and I have a feeling there's at least one of you out there, you will have noticed that I have been, well, not weekly recently. And thanks for bearing with me. This week, though, I'm going to return to the topic that keeps on giving: mergers and acquisitions in the automation space, which are happening across individual automation-related market segments. As I've mentioned before, we can see a kind of Hunger Games thing going on in the automation space. There's a race on to capture and develop roles as broad automation platform providers, orchestrating ecosystems of partner, AI, and automation technologies. And in no particular order, we've seen vendors as diverse as IBM, Appian, Pegasystems, UiPath, ServiceNow, Salesforce, and SAP treading this path. And just a couple of weeks ago, we saw a couple more specific examples of this behavior. At virtually the same time, UiPath announced it was acquiring Cloud Elements, an integration technology vendor, and ServiceNow announced that it was acquiring RPA specialist Intellibot. And let's start by talking a little bit about UiPath. UiPath has used its significant funding to make a number of small, technology-focused acquisitions for a little time now. It acquired Stepshot, a visual software documentation provider, and Process Gold, a process mining specialist, both in 2019. It's also made a little secret of its ambitions to extend its market beyond its heritage of RPA to become a broad application platform provider. Cloud Elements provides it a broad and continually growing library of easy-to-use API-based connectors to third-party apps. Much of Cloud Elements' business has historically come through other providers licensing its tech to help them quickly boost the interoperability and the integratability of their platforms. And SAP is just maybe one of the most notable examples. With Cloud Elements in its platform, UiPath can now claim that it can enable automation of tasks and processes regardless of whether behavior in back-end apps and systems is driven through user interfaces or APIs. It's shifting to embrace more traditional forms of automation and integration. And I think we can expect more of that to come from UiPath in the coming months and years. ServiceNow has also been pursuing small technology-focused acquisitions, but on a larger scale. In recent years, its acquisitions have primarily been about boosting the functionality in its Now platform, rather than being primarily about deepening application functionality. Just in 2020, the company acquired 5 small technology companies: Loom Systems, Passage AI, Ativio, Sweagle, and lastly, Element AI. And with the acquisition of RPA vendor Intellibot, ServiceNow is continuing to broaden and shift its own market opportunity, in a way, kind of moving in the opposite direction to UiPath. ServiceNow is embracing the very employee task-focused approach that UiPath and other RPA vendors started with, whereas UiPath is starting to embrace the more traditional systems-focused approach historically taken by vendors like ServiceNow. And these moves are just the latest to occur, that are seeing the likes of Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism and UiPath and so on start to compete much more directly with tech vendors that were historically much more complementary and much more natural partners. The Hunger Games continue. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everyone.